Was Andrew good to go today, or?
He set out. He walked through some stuff, but we wanted to keep him off of it. He'd be ready to go tomorrow.
How did you? I guess what was your take on just how the guys showed up today after the loss and everything, as you expected, or?
We want to save their legs for tomorrow, but we did a lot of technical stuff. We'll watch film, but mentally, you could tell our guys were focused today. Yeah, our guys didn't seem, obviously, didn't seem very cocky today. But on the flip side, we didn't seem depressed either. I think we understood. We got it handed to us last night, and we got to bounce back. And we come down here, we leave home, go back home with a split. We can still say it was a successful trip.
What are the biggest lessons you want them to take from that film and going over yesterday?
Oh, just what we've done in the past is for 40 minutes, pretty much tried to play hard. And last night was the first time that we got distracted. Whether you call it the road or whatever it was, we got distracted, and we just began to break down in every conceivable aspect on the defensive end.
Did you intentionally sort of not press them as much as like you have other teams in the past, and because was it something that you saw that they might break it or something?
Well, that was one of the things that we were supposed to pick up, but in the second half, well, a couple of things happened. Without getting into how to beat our press, they had a different alignment than normal, and we didn't adjust to it. We kept talking about it, but we hadn't practiced it as much, and it was hard for our guys to adjust on the fly because we kept forgetting. But in the second half, we didn't make enough baskets to get into picking up full court. And just overall, our transition defense was really, really bad. So, if you heard me talk before about the little things, especially when you go on the road where you know your team right now is a little distracted. For instance, there's a designated guy that's supposed to take the ball out. All of a sudden, he's not taking it out. He forgets. If he's forgetting that, we're forgetting other things like that. That's what began to happen more and more and more last night. But our defensive transition was very poor.
Is it oversimplifying things to state that when you guys are really at your best, it's when things are kind of frenetic, that you're picking up the pace that the other team is trying to sort of
I would think so. At this stage in this team's development, I would say that was probably accurate. And what we keep telling our team is, and this is what I meant when I said the statement, unless we get better, the other wins were fool's gold. They weren't fools. We won those games. Regardless if we were down 22 or whatever happened, if we were overtime, we still had to take those games, and we did it. So we played good enough to win, but in order to continue to win at that level, we have to get better, or else what we did was fool's gold. So we're not at that point yet to where it's not at a frenetic pace. So we do have to move the ball back and forth. We do have to continue to sustain our mental focus the entire time. Those are the things that we have to get better at that totally exposed us last night against a team that was very, very hungry on a mission, won 47 at home, felt real comfortable out there. Question was asked, do you feel like maybe you guys weren't ready to go? Or no, they got up on us 8-2. After that, we ended up taking the lead. We were up 3 or 4 with just a few minutes left in the half. So I thought our guys did a fantastic job in the first half, but in the second half is when we began to falter. Whether it was foul trouble or whatever it was, we just weren't right in the second half.
Is that the most zone you've played this year?
Yes.
And how did you think that went?
I thought our guys did a good job in the zone. Yeah. I mean, they got to where they started hitting things and hitting shots. It didn't matter what we were in, but I thought in the first half especially, the zone sustained us a little bit with foul trouble.
Does a performance like that make you more willing to use it in the future, make you more comfortable using it if you have to in a similar circumstance?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Our guys got game reps in it. Yeah, got game reps.
And then on the flip side of that, were you a little surprised that Arizona went to zone you? Because that's something that Sean Miller really
never
doesn't
do it. No, they never do it. No, we were a little bit surprised that they did it. You know, we came down the first time, we turned it over. The second time, we hit a 3. You know, we were fine against it. We just didn't anticipate them going zone.
Is there something in the scouting report that says that zone Washington because of X, Y, and Z?
With the exception of Arizona, that's the first time people that don't zone us. I always say teams that zone. You guys are going to get zoned a lot. You're right. If the next 5 teams we play zone all the time, we will get zoned. But if the next 5 teams play man, we're probably still going to get man, and that's what's been the case. But last night was a little different. But I don't know. I thought our guys were running pretty good offense last night too, and you know, you could look at it as, okay, that was their scout, but maybe they felt in order to guard us and slow us down, they needed to go zone, which was, I think, would be a compliment to our guys.
What does ASU look like to you?
Dangerous. They're very scrappy. Trey Holder has the ball in his hand. He creates quite a bit. He's very aggressive. He's an assassin, and they're very quick. They're very athletic.
Is it sort of odd to play an ASU team and not have Herb on the sideline?
Well, it's different, but before Herb was Rob Evans. So it's probably the biggest, when I say, now that's different, is when Lute was not coaching on the Arizona sideline, because since we've been here and before we were here, Lute was there a lot. But Herb was there a long time, no doubt about it. But this is now the 3rd coach since we've been here.
Do you see a Bobby Hurley stamp on them already?